Beside him, he searched for some of the acorn hidey holes he'd made. They were scattered throughout the nearby woodlands. The squirrel sniffed and dug, sniffed and dug. He was so focused on the ground that he paid no attention to his surroundings. He nearly ran headfirst into a chipmunk, who was carrying an acorn in her mouth. The squirrel hoped that one wasn't one of his. At last, the squirrel unearthed some acorns from a hiding spot in a forest clearing. But just then, a broad-winged hawk spied the squirrel from the sky. Kee! The hawk's sharp call startled the squirrel. He dropped his acorns fast. One rolled into a tree, while another collided with a vole, who squeaked in fear and dashed off. Frantically, the squirrel searched for a hiding spot. He quickly scampered into a rabbit hole and avoided becoming lunch for the hungry raptor. He was disappointed to have lost part of his feast, but he knew things could have been much worse if he hadn't been a quick thinker. The squirrel's belly was still rumbling. However, his close call with the hawk made him long for the coziness of his den. He decided not to dig out the acorns he could smell that were well below the snow's surface. Instead, he quickly retrieved some of the acorns he'd hidden in the safety of the forest. He chomped down on a stash he found under a hobble bush. Then he headed for acorns he'd buried near the muddy edges of a stream. Finally, the squirrel had eaten his fill of acorns. He slowly made his way back to his oak tree home. He was at peace as he settled into his den. He knew there were many more acorns he could find tomorrow. He just hoped he wouldn't forget any of his hiding places. But if he did, more oak trees would grow and drop their acorns for years and years to come. Warm and snugly, the squirrel fell into a deep and dreamy sleep. The science behind the story. Nuts about nuts. In the fall, squirrels collect acorns and a variety of other nuts. They hide and bury these throughout the territory where they live. As a result, squirrels are known as scatter hoarders. The place where a squirrel hides its nuts is called a cache. Acorn rivals. Blue jays also collect acorns and store them for the winter. One blue jay may hide as many as 5,000 nuts in a single season. Fooling nut thieves. Gray squirrels will create fake caches to fool animals who want to steal their nuts. The squirrel digs a hole, pretends to put an acorn into it, and covers up the empty hole with dirt or leaves. Then it will secretly bury the acorn in a different place. The squirrel often does this if another animal is watching it when it is creating a cache. Trees for the future. Amazingly, gray squirrels forget the location of up to 3/4 of the acorns they bury. But it's not all bad. This means some acorns are left to grow into new oak trees. It's great news for the oak trees and for future squirrels that will rely on them for acorns. Super sniffers. Squirrels have an excellent sense of smell. They can find acorns buried under a foot of snow. They also use their memory to remember where their caches are located. A chick's life. Splatter, splat, splatter, splat. Something is coming through the tree daisy forest. Is it a herd of deer? Or a troop of monkeys? No. Marching through the woods are animals you might be surprised to find here. Penguins. Dozens of adult snares penguins are heading out from their colony in the forest. They trudge along one after another on muddy trails that lead to the coast. From the back, the long, single-file line looks black. But if you look at the penguins from the front, they're much whiter. Their orangey red bills and yellow crests add pops of vibrant color to the penguin parade. Left behind by the adults, a fluffy penguin chick seeks out some playmates. Its parents are likely gone for the day. It moves away from the twig and mud nest where it hatched a few weeks ago. Other chicks nearby also head out from their family nests beneath the tree daisies. There's safety in numbers. Hungry